Welcome back to Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan, and today we're diving deep into a question probably on every student's mind right now.
I'm Sarah, and yeah, the big question. You need a new laptop for school. Maybe for the next 4 years. What's the smart buy?
Exactly. So we're putting two brand new heavy hitters head to head. The 2025 Apple MacBook Air with the M4 chip.
And the 2025 Dell XPS 14, the 9440 model, we've looked at the specs, the features, all pulled from major retailers.
Our mission, figure out which of these ultraportables gives you, the student, the best bang for your buck, especially thinking about classes, projects, maybe even some creative work.
Right, because these aren't cheap machines. You want something that lasts and really works for that academic life.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Both are premium, both are pushing new AI features hard this year. But where do they differ, and what does that mean for, day-to-day student use?
Let's start with the brains, the processors. The MacBook Air M4, well, it's classic Apple. It's got their own M4 chip, 10-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. It's all about that tight integration.
Custom silicon?
Yep. Then the Dell XPS 14 is running the latest from Intel, the Core Ultra 7 155H. That thing's got 16 cores, 22 threads, serious multi-core power on paper.
16 cores versus 10. So Dell wins on core count.
Well, yes and no. For tasks that really use all those cores, like maybe complex code compiling or rendering 3D models, the Dell might edge it out. But for most everyday student stuff, writing papers, browsing, even photo editing, that M4 is incredibly efficient and feels super snappy because of how macOS uses it.
Okay, but the big buzzword this year is AI, right? Both are leaning into it.
Totally. And their philosophies are really different here. Apple's calling theirs Apple Intelligence. They're stressing privacy, like really stressing. They say even Apple can't see your data. It's baked deep into the system.
Right, more integrated, maybe more seamless.
Potentially. Whereas the Dell, running Windows 11 Pro, it has a dedicated Copilot key, like a physical button on the keyboard.
Oh, interesting. Instant AI access.
Exactly. It's Microsoft's AI assistant, ready to help draft text, summarize things, the usual AI trick. So it's kind of like deeply integrated private intelligence on the Mac versus immediate tool-focused assistance on the Dell.
That's a big choice for workflow. Which AI helps you study better?
It really is. Now, something super practical, memory and storage. Both models we looked at have 16 gigs of RAM. It's unified memory on the Mac, fast LPDDR5X on the Dell. Pretty comparable there.
Okay, 16 GB is solid for most students. But storage.
Here's a massive difference. The standard MacBook Air M4 we're comparing, it starts with just 256 gigabytes of SSD storage.
256, that fills up fast these days.
Seriously fast. Think lecture recordings, big project files, maybe some games. 256 is tight. You'll likely be reaching for cloud storage or an external drive pretty quick.
And the Dell?
The Dell sample we checked. A full 1 terabyte NVMe SSD.
1 terabyte. Wow, that's 4 times the space.
Yep, 4 times. For students dealing with large media files, research data, anything like that, having that terabyte built in without needing extra drives or subscriptions right away, that's a huge win for the Dell.
Definitely a big practical advantage there for Dell. Okay, let's talk about the ultra-portable part. These need to be easy to carry around campus all day.
And the MacBook Air, it absolutely nails this. It's just 2.73 pounds, super light, and incredibly thin, under half an inch.
Yeah, that's ridiculously portable. You barely feel it in a backpack.
Right. It's the definition of an ultra-portable in terms of weight and size.
But the Dell XPS 14, it's heavier, isn't it?
It is. It comes in at 3.7 pounds, and it's
Yeah.
thicker, too, about 0.7 inches.
So almost a full pound heavier than the Air. That's noticeable when you're lugging it around.
Definitely noticeable. So why would a student put up with that extra weight?
Good question. What's the trade-off? Is there one?
The trade-off seems to be battery life. The MacBook Air has a 53.8 watt-hour battery, and Apple claims up to 18 hours of web browsing or video, which is fantastic, make no mistake.
18 hours is basically all day and then some.
For sure. But the Dell, with its larger chassis, fits a bigger battery, 69.5 watt-hours, and Dell claims up to 21 hours.
21 hours. Okay, so that extra pound buys you potentially 3 more hours away from the plug.
That seems to be the logic. If you're constantly moving between spots without easy outlet access, maybe those extra hours are worth the extra weight. It makes the Dell feel a bit less ultra-portable and maybe more like a compact powerhouse.
Interesting trade-off. Also worth noting, both are EPEAT Gold certified, so good on the sustainability front.
Yep, and Dell specifically mentions the CNC aluminum build and Gorilla Glass 3. Feels like it's built tough for student life.
Okay, let's shift to actually using these machines, the screen. What are we looking at?
The Mac has that beautiful 13.6-inch liquid retina display, high resolution, 2560 by 1664 pixels, plus it supports P3 wide color.
P3 color. So that's important for creative work, photography, video design.
Exactly. Better color accuracy, more vibrant images, and it's super sharp with that high pixel density.
And the Dell.
The Dell gives you a slightly bigger screen, 14.5 inches. The resolution is lower, though 1920 by 1200, which is WXGA. Still good, but not as pixel dense as the Mac.
Lower resolution, but bigger size.
Mm.
Any other key difference?
Yes, and it's a big one for students, anti-glare. The Dell screen has an anti-glare coating.
Ah, that's huge. For studying in different lighting conditions, like a bright library or near a window.
Precisely. The Mac's glossy screen is beautiful, but reflections can be annoying. The Dell's anti-glare makes it much more usable in varied environments. So Mac wins on sharpness and color for creatives. Dell wins on size and usability in bright light.
Gotcha. Okay, connectivity, plugging things in. Macs are famously minimalist here.
Uh-huh. The Air M4 gives you 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, the MagSafe charger, and a headphone jack. That's it.
Just 2 Thunderbolts.
Big, but here it can drive up to 2 external 6K displays. That's impressive for such a small machine. Great for a powerful desk setup.
Okay, 2 6K displays is serious, but what about plugging in everyday stuff? SD cards, USB sticks.
That's where the Dell shines. It has 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, plus a head-pneumatic combo jack. And, crucially,
Don't leave me hanging.
a built-in microSD card reader.
Yes, finally. For photographers, videographers, anyone using cameras, that's so convenient. No dongle needed.
Right, major plus. And Dell even throws in a USB-C to USB-A and HDMI adapter in the box.
Okay, so Dell clearly wins on built-in ports and included adapters. Much more versatile out of the box for connecting peripherals.
Definitely. Mac's better for high-end dual monitors. Dell's better for general connectivity and media work on the go.
What about typing? Keyboards, trackpads?
Mac has the well-loved backlit Magic Keyboard and the excellent Force Touch trackpad. Plus, Touch ID for login. It's familiar, reliable, great feel.
Can't argue with the Magic Keyboard. What's Dell doing?
Dell's going a bit more modern, maybe experimental.
Yeah.
It has a backlit keyboard with larger keycaps, which is nice. But the trackpad is this seamless glass haptic thing.
Haptic,
But-
like it vibrates to feel like a click.
Exactly, like modern phone haptics. Some people love it, some find it takes getting used to. And then there's the touch function row.
Oh yeah, instead of physical F keys, it's a touch bar that toggles between function keys and media controls.
Yep. It looks sleek, but is it practical when you're trying to hit F5 quickly without looking? Maybe not for everyone. Mac's physical keys are predictable. Dell's setup is more futuristic, but maybe less tactile. Last bit. Camera and audio. Important for online classes, right?
Absolutely critical now.
The Mac steps up with a 12-megapixel webcam doing 1080p, and it has center stage, which keeps you framed if you move. Audio-wise, 4 speakers with spatial audio. Solid setup.
12 megapixels is quite high for a laptop webcam. And the Dell.
Dell also has a 1080p webcam. Not as many megapixels, but they're focusing on AI enhancements for the camera feed.
Like what?
Things like automatically reducing background noise, blurring your background, even adjusting your gaze so it looks like you're making eye contact on calls.
Oh, that gaze correction is clever for presentations.
Yeah, it's more software-driven smarts on the Dell camera versus the Mac's higher hardware resolution and tracking. Both have quad speakers with Dolby Atmos. Audio should be good on either.
Okay, let's synthesize. We've covered a lot. For the student listener trying to make a choice, what's the bottom line?
All right, let's boil it down. The MacBook Air M4 seems like the pick if your absolute top priorities are maximum lightness and portability. Like, if you carry it everywhere, that pound difference matters.
And if you're already in the Apple ecosystem, right? iPhone, iPad.
Yeah.
That integration is smooth.
Exactly. Plus, for creative students needing that P3 color display and maybe driving those high-res external monitors, the Mac is strong.
Okay. And the Dell XPS 14.
The Dell feels like the choice for practical utility and flexibility within the Windows world. You get way more built-in storage, which is huge.
It's terabyte, yeah.
The better port selection with the SD card reader and included adapter, that's super convenient. Plus, potentially longer battery life if you can handle the extra weight.
And the Windows AI, the Copilot key, offers that immediate assistant access.
Right. So if your workflow relies heavily on storage, ports, maybe slightly longer unplug time, and you prefer Windows or need its specific software, the Dell, despite being heavier, offers a lot of practical advantages.
So it really comes down to prioritizing portability and ecosystem versus storage, ports, and claimed battery life.
Pretty much. But there's that final provocative thought, maybe. We talked about AI on both.
Go on.
Well, you're buying this laptop for potentially 4 years of study. Which AI ecosystem, Apple's privacy-first integrated intelligence, or Microsoft's constantly evolving tool-focused Copilot is going to be more genuinely useful and maybe even transformative for how you learn and work over that time?
That's a really interesting long-term bet to consider. Which AI future are you buying into?
Exactly. It's not just about the features today, but where they're heading.
That is definitely something to chew on. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive comparing these two student powerhouses.
Yeah, hopefully this helps you make the right call for your academic journey. Lots to think about.
Absolutely. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Tech Talk Central, for more tech breakdowns and comparisons like this one.
And remember, to find the latest prices and deals on either of these machines, be sure to check out the links in the description below.